call me call me all types of names, but this video is specifically for white people. I just want to say that I apologize to you guys for being so mean to you guys over the years. I love you with all my heart. You guys have been some of the most nicest people that I ever met in my life. You guys are supportive. You guys are not haters. I can feel the love and support. You guys actually have a heart for people, and I'm not saying that everything that you do is perfect, but it's better than what I have experienced from my own black community. And I just want to apologize for being mean to you, calling you all types of names, hating you when I walked past, giving you a hard time at certain places and staring you down and just being bitter, black, and angry. I am so sorry. I was in a spirit of hatred, jealousy, sin. I was Satan's child, the devil's child. I was following the devil's way, play victim, do all this, that, and the third. Don't ever take any accountability. I want to apologize to you guys, man. White people, this video is for you.
Listen, I'm going to let her finish, but just on the onset, seeing a video like this come across my timeline it just warmed my heart. You don't come across a video like this every day. One, it is very difficult. Like, our sin is so blinding. The pride that wells up in each of us when we find out that we have transgressed the law of God, and you're in a position where like the conviction of the Holy Spirit, that you should repent and apologize. Oftentimes, the war between your flesh and what you should do oftentimes will win. But in a situation like this is reflective of a person who has a heart posture toward the things of the Lord, and who is so keenly aware of their sin. And they wanted to come and make a video and to declare publicly that they repent and that they apologize for their behavior toward white image bearers. I don't think I've ever seen a video like this. And the reason why this video, I think, is going to change a lot of people, because it's just sincere. It's sincere. This young woman is admitting that the white conservative, all of this time, for whatever reason, she thought they were the problem. It's not the white conservative. She's recognizing her own sin. She's admitting it, saying that it was me. I apologize for the hateful things that I've said, how I've made assumptions and presuppositions about you. And now that I've gotten an opportunity to get to know many of you, I was so wrong and I was so mistaken. And I feel that because when I was a leftist, I've been since high school. I've spent a lot of time around white people. And I can't honestly say, outside of the one time that I got called the N-word in Spanish class in the 10th grade, that I can't say that I had significantly adverse experiences with white people because I was black, right? I would say that I had some run-ins with white liberals that would kind of say some ignorant things. But when it came to like white conservatives, I didn't have any problem with white conservatives. I found so much agreement and camaraderie and just humanity, with white conservatives. And I think it's interesting that this woman can make a video to say, I am sorry, and that I've gotten more love from you than I have from my own community. And she is telling the truth. Many of us are too prideful to even admit that all of the hatred and vitriol and just poor treatment that we've experienced, it hasn't been at the hands of people who don't look like us. It be your own people sometimes. I've gotten called more names: bootlicker, bed wench, Uncle Tom, sellout, I hate myself. It's the black liberal the black leftist, the black Democrat that has said the most hurtful, heinous, anti-God, anti-Christian things about me, I don't have problems. I don't have problems with white people. I really don't. It's them ninjas. That's the problem. I'm just gonna put it out there and say it with my chest. But let her finish. I want to hear more of what she's gonna say.
I want to say you are loved, you are respected, and you don't deserve to be treated the way that you are being treated today. This is insane. Like, I'm really seeing how racist that black people are. Black people are racist as crap now.
Facts. All of the racism that you see in the public square and in most interactions, it is going to be a black person doing it against a white person. I'll never forget, I was in a grocery store and this white lady was in line and this EBT queen just came up behind her, and they both were kind of, the white woman was actually already in line, but the way she was standing, it was a little confusing. But instead of the EBT queen kind of as just asking her, she just hurled off and started cussing a woman out, talking about it's always, y'all always think y'all could just jump in front of people and do what you want to do. Didn't you see I was standing here? I mean, this chick went off. And it made me so angry. It took everything in me not to say something. And finally, I couldn't hold my peace anymore. And I was just like, did it really take all of that? I said, I was standing here and she was already standing here. I could see how it was confusing, but did it really take all of that aggression? And finally, the store management came over to try to figure out what was this lady's problem. I mean, she was calling her all kinds of white bees and speaking in these racist generalities, talking about y'all this and it always be this. And I was like, yeah, see, and the poor white lady, she really couldn't defend herself because one, she couldn't get a word in edgewise to even explain. But it was just like, if anything, I could see how the climate that we're living in today doesn't make more. I could see how it could make white people want to be more racist, because this is just ridiculous. The racism that you see from blacks toward whites, how they are so flippant and free to say all kinds of racist, disparaging things without being held accountable for it. They don't even lose their job for it, but let a white person say something. You better believe their entire life is ruined.
I really appreciate the black girls and my black brothers who act just like me, free and just love people and just children of God, just free from the delusion of Satan. I love those types of black people. I love those free thinkers, those truth tellers. I love those types of black people, but there are two types, and I am talking about the other type, okay?
Listen, when I tell you my people are the ones who do the will of the Father, those are my people. And they come in all stripes, colors, and ethnicities. But I feel her when she says, I love my black people who are truth tellers and who just walk in the light and are just out here not wanting to be on some slave plantation being told how to think and what to think, but just independent thinkers. I feel her on that. Those are the types of people that I find so much agreement with. But it's the other kind of black people. They're actually the ones that have issues with people like us. They are they absolutely hate the fact that there could be a black person who refuses to follow the prevailing narrative and who chooses to think for themselves. The reason why that bothers them so much, because they have no point of reference for what it's like to function in their freedom. They prefer the victimhood, the victim mentality, running in the victim Olympics. They get comfort from that. And it's because, like I say, they have an inferiority complex. They believe that white people are the standard, that the white man is God. And so, therefore, they don't know what to do with individuals who are not always chasing behind and worried about what white people are doing and trying to get white people to bow down and comply to whatever it is that they want. They don't know what to do with the free thinking Negro. We confuse the heck out of them.
I don't like saying the N-word too much because it's like, it's irritating. But anyway, but those are the black people that I'm talking about as far as like.
She talking about the men's. Okay, now she's not comfortable using the N-word, and I understand some people are very sensitive to that terminology, but you listen, this is a family-friendly show, and I will refrain from using it, but she's absolutely talking about the men's. The ninjas. Yes.
They're haters, they're bitter, they blame everybody for everything but themselves, and it's just insane. So I just want to say I apologize because I was so mean to you guys. You guys are really blessed, man. Since you guys are so kind, I can see the fruits in your life. Like, you guys show kindness, and it like comes right back to you. I'm trying to be like that when I grow up. It's not even about, I don't care what people call me. I say the truth. You guys have been the nicest people I've ever met in my whole entire life, yo. The most nicest people. I just cannot believe that you guys, it's just crazy. There is no reason for anybody to be evil to a white person today in this time. They were born the same time that we were born. You guys were born the same time I was born. There's no reason for anybody black to treat you wrong. No reason at all.
Basically, she's saying you have no excuse. You have no point of reference for being treated a certain way by white people for you to be then in turn trying to treat white people a certain way. You were born during the same time. All of us are living in the now in this generation. You didn't grow up in Jim Crow. You have no concept of what it meant to be in the Jim Crow South. You have no concept of what it meant to live near the KKK. And even still, even if you heard a story or two, that is not your lived experience. You have no point of reference for that. So where does all of the vitriol and the hatred and the animosity come from? It is manufactured outrage. You were told to be this way because the Democrat leftist political machine has spent a lot of time and money indoctrinating you with Marxist thought, critical race theory, perpetually putting these artificial grievances in front of your face to emotionally manipulate you into a frenzy to make you hate people who've done nothing to you. She is so right. There is no reason or excuse for you to actually hate white people today en masse because they've done nothing to you. I felt that.
Unless you purposely did something to them personally. But there's no reason why you should pay for whatever your ancestors did years, centuries ago.
And then the assumption is that if you are white and are conservative and you come from a long line of conservatives, the false assumption is that somebody's great-great-grandmama and them were racist and slave owners. That is some crazy assumption when only a small percentage of white Americans in this country actually own slaves. And if your contention is with that, do you have the same energy for black free men, the freedmen, who some of which owned other black slaves? Notice how we hardly ever hear anyone talk about the black Americans who also owned slaves, or the Indians, the Native Americans, those indigenous people you love to celebrate. Nobody ever talks about how they too owned slaves. So when she talks about, I just think I wanted to stop it and highlight the inconsistency in which black people alive today are trying to hold white people accountable for the sins that they assume their ancestors are guilty of when they have no knowledge or a way to verify that. And then it's also based on the false assumption that all white people own slaves. And that's just historically inaccurate.
You don't deserve that. You deserve to be treated with respect and love just like everyone else. And I'm And I'm specifically making this video for my white people because I was never mean to Mexicans. I was never mean to Asian, Chinese people, Africans, etc. I was never mean to any other nationality or race. Only white people. I was only mean to white people. So this is an apology video. I am deeply sorry if you encountered me in Baltimore, somewhere in Maryland, and I was mean to you. I am sorry, and I actually apologize on behalf of how you guys are being treated now by the black community. It sucks. It's disgusting. It's nasty. It's embarrassing. I have black fatigue. I'm tired of my own people. I'm sorry. Irritated, disgusted. This is sick, okay? I don't like it. That's why they don't like me now, because I'm calling out all this stuff. And then you know what's crazy? The same people that don't like me now because I'm calling out all of their foolishness, it's the same people I was cool with, and they secretly didn't like me then. They would hate on me. I would feel the spirit of jealousy from them. I would feel the spirit of hate from them. I would just feel so much hate and jealousy from my own people. I remember growing up, man, they used to say people in my family, friends, people even in my family were like, ew, she too black. Ew, she too dark. Black people that I have encountered all my life will say, ew.
It be your own people, don't it? It be your own people, sis. When I say I am happy and celebrating the freedom that she is now experiencing, and the free flow, that the way that she's able to flow freely with admitting that I was sinful and I was wrong, and it was just unacceptable for me to act this way. She just seems so much lighter in terms of that weight of heaviness that so many liberal leftists walk around in. You can tell that she's no longer weighed down by that. She's pleasing in her personality. She probably got a little bit more joy now that she done let all this foolishness go. But I thought it was interesting that she said the ones that I experienced the most adversarial, just contentious relationship with was my own people. Black folks can be very critical to one another, and I get it. Some people will say, well, it's the proximity thing, and I'm sure white people are harsh on other white people too. I don't see why this is a thing. No, there's something different about when you are an ethnic minority in a nation and y'all go out of your way to purposely bring your other own kind down, not for something that their behavior, it's not because of their behavior is inappropriate or it needs to be called out or they need to be held accountable, just because they exist, because there's jealousy, because there's a covetous heart inside that person. A lot of times that is the reason why the hatred comes. It's just jealousy, envy, covetousness, just wanting what they have, or because they lack joy and they don't have contentment, they want to project that onto others. A lot of times that's what it is.
She too dark. She too black. So when I was a kid, right, I experienced a lot of colorism because in the summertime I would play outside a lot. Back in the day, we used to play outside. In the early 2000s, we were still able to play outside and have fun, so I would get really black. They'd be like, ew, you black, ew. I've never, not one time, I can't even count on my one finger where a white person ever said, ew, she too black. I never heard a white person called me the N-word. And y'all, I'm a hustler. I worked for Amazon delivery, VHO delivery, DoorDash, everywhere in Maryland. And Maryland can be a very racist state sometimes out the countries. And y'all, I experienced probably racism about like 2 times. Y'all. But I can't even count on my 2 hands how much the black community has traumatized me, made me fall into depression, made me want to off myself. So many destructive things that I've went through in the black community, and I'm glad to be a loner. I'm glad to be a realist. I'm glad to be a black sheep. I'm glad to be free from the chains and the shackles of them people, man. I pray for them all the time, but just like I do with my family, I block everybody. But I just want to say, white people, I apologize. My name is Cheryl Foster. I am from Baltimore, Maryland, born and raised. My mom's side of the family is from Trinidad and Tobago. And I just want to say that I am so sorry for being mean to you guys, and I was under the spirit of Satan. Okay, I was living in my sins full time. Y'all, it took me to give my life to Jesus.
Come on.
For me to get out of this hatred for white people.
Listen, when I tell you that I am so here for all of this video, the one takeaway that I want to leave you guys with is, notice what she said at the end. She was like, the only thing that helped me and fix this was Jesus. Like, that darkened heart had to be replaced with a heart of flesh. Jesus had to come in and shine his light, shine it to where she was able to see her sin and then repent of it, turn her life to Christ. And then she was able to see clearly what the problem was, and that it wasn't the white people all along. Now, here's what I don't believe she is saying. I'm not speaking on her behalf, but I would feel confident in knowing that she would agree with this statement. She's not saying that white people are perfect and have done nothing wrong. Well, she's talking specifically about the white conservative, and how she's never experienced anything adverse from them, and that white conservatives are not the problem, and that the treatment and the way that they are being treated by people in this country is shameful and wicked and sinful, and it's wrong. And I am so glad to see a black sister in the Lord call this out, to actually publicly make such a vehicle, to publicly make such a video is so cathartic and therapeutic and healing. And a video like this has the potential to heal broken hearts and to just bring people together. Sometimes people just want to hear that you've done nothing wrong. If you're constantly told that you're the problem, you're the problem, you're the problem, and you're like, I know I've not done anything to these people, how am I the problem? Sometimes just hearing it and having that truth affirmed is all you need to release you from the guilt, the white guilt that you keep heaping upon yourselves. There is freedom in Jesus today. You do not need to walk around with the yoke of bondage around your neck, pushed onto you by other people who actually don't like you. So I found this video. I thought it was incredible. I wanted to react to it. Shout out to you, Ms. Foster. You are so amazing. You warmed my heart today, and I just wanted my entire audience, I wanted you guys to watch this with me. But I'm curious to know, how do you feel about a person publicly making a video like this? Right? Can't you sense the sincerity in her heart of the backlash she's gonna receive from this video? But do you think this is just manufactured? You know, black people don't overwhelmingly hate white people, and white people are the problem. They are the ones that are racist. This is cap. She's just trying to get, a gold star or a gold medal, like whatever it is that you think. I am curious to hear from you. I loved this video. It is of my opinion that this is going to heal a lot of people and just restore a lot of brokenness that some people are experiencing. But I'm curious to know, whatever it is that you think, leave me your comments down in the description box below. And until next time, stand firm, stay bold, and above all else, stay unshakable. Grace and peace.